What's up, guys? I am back with the second video of 52 videos. Today I'm talking about 3 things that I'm going to do to be more intentional and my plan for this year and the future. I'm going to get right into it, and we're going to start with the first rule. The first thing that I am going to do to make this year more intentional. First thing is I'm going to write it down. I struggle a lot with forgetting things, getting really cooped up into whatever's going on and going with the flow way too easily. It's great. I love going with the flow. I wouldn't want to change my life any other way. I love it. But it doesn't really work when I want to be intentional about something and show that I care about something. Show that I care about somebody's time. Show that I care about the deadline of a project. It's clear that when I'm just going along with the flow and I submit my first rough draft of my paper that I didn't edit, that I didn't care and I wasn't intentional. And one of the first things that I wrote was I wanted to be intentional. So that's rule number 1. Write it down. What writing it down does is it moves it from short-term memory to long-term memory. It actually is a tool that I learned in cognitive psychology that helps with moving things from short-term to long-term memory, which I struggle with a lot. Something else that I can do, which is kind of a sub-goal of that, is reviewing my journal. So I've got this journal here. I bought it a little bit ago for this purpose of doing the 52 weeks, 52 videos. And as I've been doing this, it's only the second week, but I'm learning a lot. And I'm learning about, I would actually be so down if everything that I learned, I just took with me for the rest of the time of my life. So that's what I decided to do. So that's the first one. First one, write it down. Step 1, write it down. Step 2 is follow through. What on earth do I mean by follow through? You've already written it down, and I'm sure that you guys can guess, but follow through means to continue with what I'm doing. I'm sure you've never seen a successful basketball player or a successful football player that when they're going to shoot or when they're going to throw the ball or pass, that right when the ball leaves their hands, they stop. They don't. They continue. That's literally how momentum works. Life is meant for you to follow through. So if I just write it down and I leave it in my journal and I don't follow through, there's a lot of things that are going to happen. The first thing that's probably going to happen is I'm going to forget about it. The second thing that's going to happen is because I forgot about it, I'm not going to remember it again. And what that's going to cause is me to have late homework. It's going to cause me to have people in my life be disappointed because I didn't show up when I said I was going to show up. And I forgot that I was supposed to show up in the first place. That's another thing that I wrote down on my list of bucket list of things to do, was to be more intentional and be on time. And this year I've done that because I've followed the first 2 rules. I have been intentional with writing it down, and I've been intentional with following it through. There have been some mistakes.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And I have been late to certain things, but because I've been intentional with things in the past, people understand that when I do mess up, that it was because something had gone wrong that was out of my control. Matter of fact, today I was 2 hours late to a meeting. Oh my gosh. I was so embarrassed. And I did everything that I could have done. I turned on my ringer on my phone, I turned the volume up, and I set my alarm for 30 minutes before I was supposed to get up. I set my alarm 30 minutes before I was supposed to get up, which for me was plenty of time. It was a pretty relaxed meeting, just going over some super basic details. Anyway, I slept through it. My alarm didn't go off, and it was totally out of my control. Step 3 is don't freak out. If things go wrong, things don't go your way, you will most likely than not have a chance to glue things together. It's not the best. When things mess up, they obviously aren't how you wish they could have gone. But it doesn't mean that you don't have the chance to tape things back together and to solve things that were messed up. Some things hurt a little bit more than others, but it doesn't mean that they're past repair. You do have a chance to repair things when you have messed up. Now, There are some exceptions to that. Don't take that and be like, oh, some guy with 10 followers on YouTube told me that because I messed up that I have another chance after I've just forgotten my wife's anniversary for the 10th year in a row. First off, why are you watching me and taking my advice? You're an adult man and you should be remembering when your wife's anniversary is. But that's a totally random example. And you guys know not to take it that far. So do you kids. And I remember your wife's anniversary. Every year. And I plan for it. And I do something special. That's for my future children. They're going to have a great dad. Or I don't have kids and never mind. This is a crazy, wow, what a tangent. Continuing on with step three. Don't freak out. If things don't go your way, that's not the end of the world. You can come back. And when you've hit rock bottom, the only way to go is up. It's one of my favorite quotes. I actually love that quote so much. Anyway, those are the 3 things that I am going to do this year to change it. The 3 steps that I'm going to do to change the way that I take on the rest of this year and the rest of this challenge I've set for myself. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week.